I'm doing something many of us have done before. But this time, it's for some special tests.
Blood, sweat, and tears for Marketplace.
Will they reveal all the foods that could make me sick? I'm about to find out.
Probably within a week.
These days, many of us are wondering if we might be sensitive to some of the foods we eat.
I feel sick a lot, so I'm trying to figure out if there's certain things that I'm eating that I need to cut out.
But pinning down which foods to eliminate could take months.
I was sent for a food sensitivity test.
It's why these tests, sold with the promise of quick results, are so popular.
I'm going to send it out to a lab, and within 7 to 10 days, I'm going to get my results back.
They handed me this big sheet of paper that has all the foods listed on here.
I am going to actively eliminate them from my diet for a while and see what happens to my sports performance.
All right, so look.
Why are you showing them your blood?
Lots of different brands, all the same type of blood test. But it's not cheap, anywhere from $100 to over $300. So, does it work? One of my tests is back from the lab. I ordered it through a local naturopath.
Hi.
Who's ready to reveal my results.
It's not so great. Let's start with this first, because I want you just to see the magnitude here.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you right now, normally from my professional experience, I usually see half of this. You'll see here that already from the top of the list, dairy and grains seem to be very high for you.
She reads off the foods that show up elevated or borderline for me, all 52 of them.
You've got barley, obviously wheat bran, rye, rice and corn, cabbage and potatoes.
Celery, that's interesting.
Squash as well.
Shrimp.
So what does she suggest I do with all these foods?
I would like to try to eliminate all of them.
Stop eating 52 foods some I eat every day? Time for a second opinion.
How are you today? Great. Can I take a look in your mouth?
Dr. Douglas Mack is a pediatric allergy, asthma, and immunology specialist.
I had a food sensitivity test done. Brought my results for you.
Awesome. Let's take a look. So you have scallops and squids, nuts, yeast. This is very similar to just about every other patient that comes in here. What it's doing is it's measuring an antibody, which we all make, and it's a marker of exposure or tolerance more than an intolerance. And what it is basically saying is that you have probably at some point in the last few weeks had exposure to any of these foods.
The antibody is called immunoglobulin G, or IgG for short.
What does that mean for someone who, I don't have any problems at all when I drink milk?
You don't have a problem. You have a tolerance, and that's why the antibody, the IgG level, is actually increased, because you are tolerant to this. You can take this with no difficulty.
So that's literally the complete opposite.
It is exactly the opposite, and we spend a ton of time with families to explain that this is exactly opposite of what they've been told.
Dr. Mack's not alone. Over 25 Canadian and international organizations agree, calling these tests irrelevant, never been scientifically proven, strongly discourages the practice, should not be performed. We show Dr. Mack some of my consultation.
So you and milk are not, you guys don't agree.
I'm getting advice on how to change my diet and what to eat and not to eat.
And it's something we run into all the time. And I have to tell you, we have a lot of patients that are desperate for something. They're desperate for improvement of their eczema or improvement of asthma or a medical condition. And they're being told that this is something that will fix them.
Can't eat bread, can't eat bagels.
Laura Chapnick is also desperate, hoping the test will fix her.
Almonds I couldn't have, sunflower seeds I couldn't have.
After getting the results,
apparently plums were off the list as well.
Shopping for food gets complicated.
Oh, and potatoes. Potatoes were off the list.
Laura's food intolerance report tells her to eliminate or reduce 26 different foods.
These tests scared the crap out of me to put anything in my mouth whatsoever.
So how did she first hear about the test?
It was here on the screen.
Laura was at a Dynacare clinic, like this one of Canada's biggest labs. While waiting to get other blood tests and an ultrasound, something catches her eye.
Estimated that 45% of people may be affected by some kind of food intolerance. That's like half the population.
So she forks over the $325.
I thought, oh my gosh, she's pretty unwell. She got a complicated medical history, and this is the last thing she needs.
Alka Sangmuller is a registered dietitian. Laura turns to her for help.
Because she had drastically cut down her foods already because of her symptoms and her pain and not getting any answers, she was afraid to eat. If she were to continue this for an extended period of time, given her medical history, I could see it possibly leading to death.
Laura Chapnick is unwell, so how will the test get pitched to me? I'm pretty healthy.
There are the two panels. The largest panel is 200 plus foods, which is $325.
It says in here what 45% of people may be affected. So that means chances are I've probably got some intolerances.
So my second test is Dynacare's.
Lots of people are sensitive to lots of foods.
A week later, I get my results in the mail. The Dynacare test identifies all of these problem foods, none of which are a problem for me, telling me to eliminate them from my diet for 3 months. Dynacare's not the only lab in the food sensitivity business. Remember my first test, the one the naturopath coached me through?
Okay, so almond came up, soy came up. What kind of milk am I supposed to drink?
It was done by a company called Rocky Mountain Analytical. Turns out, it's owned by Canada's other big chain of blood clinics, Life Labs.
These are the labs that we send patients to get their blood work done for their iron or to see if they have cancer. People go there knowing that this is where real science happens. So the next logical step is, if this lab is doing it, well, it must be true.
Back at my consultation, the naturopath has a warning.
So you can actually see that the spaces between the cells start to kind of open. So now that you have these like holes in the gut lining, these food particles pass through the holes and it ends up in other places of the body that it shouldn't be.
So I actually could have holes and the foods are actually
Passing through.
Passing
little
through.
particles of it, obviously not like a hole.
Right.
What this is telling me is that you do truly have a leaky gut.
I do have a leaky gut. Yeah. Wow.
You know, one of the challenges that we run into is when we're encountering patients is they've been told that they do have a leaky gut, which is caused by this IgG antibody. But to my knowledge, I'm not aware of any good literature to support that at all.
Yet that's exactly how Life Labs pitches it to patients in the info that comes with your test results. But all's not lost for my very leaky gut.
I'm gonna give you, it's like amino acids, and what they do is they help to patch up these holes. This one's 4250.
Okay.
And then the probiotics, the two that I was telling you about.
And that one that you think is the best bet is how much?
This one?
Yeah.
43.
43, okay.
And this is 30.
The challenge that I have here is that the disease is being sold to you, but then so is the treatment. And
What's wrong with that?
There will be an incentive potentially to promote the hypothesis when the cure can be sold.
So those are the two main things that I would say you should be doing.
Okay, great. And avoid the list of foods.
And avoid the list of foods.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely as a good starting point for you.
Thanks very much.
Makes us wonder, how are naturopaths learning about this? Take a look at these webinars from Life Labs Rocky Mountain Analytical. This one offers an immediate return on investment with each test.
And there are $50 bills on this slide. Honestly, this is taking advantage of people. This is telling the clinician, the naturopath, that they can make a lot of money off of people that are curious. You can do harm by ordering these tests and having your children remove these foods from their diet. We have kids that are coming in with nutritional deficiencies, with failure to grow very, very well. If these tests result in the harm of a child, we really got to think twice about whether or not these labs should be offering these.
During weeks of email exchanges, Dynacare says it relies on the expertise of the ordering health professional. Life Labs tells us a test does not need to be diagnostic to be clinically relevant. Neither Dynacare or Life Labs wanted to speak to us on camera, so we're going to try one more time. We're going to pay them a visit.
Hello, Brenda speaking.
And this is Charles C. Agro. I'm actually calling from CBC's Marketplace. The reason I'm calling, we're actually just outside. You're telling people to eliminate foods from their diets when they don't have to. And we'd really like to speak to somebody on camera about this.
We would just have our statement that we provided.
But isn't it misleading? This is a food sensitivity test and you're telling people to eliminate foods from their diets and it doesn't actually work. There's nobody who wants to come on camera to speak to us about this?
Not at this time.
It's unfortunate. People do feel like they're being misled by these tests.
Okay, well, we apologize for that and you'll have to just use our statement for this.
Next, I head over to Dynacare. Both of them actually sent us some studies which they say proves that food sensitivity testing, the way they're selling it and using it, works. Well, we had an analysis done by our reviewer. The conclusion was made that a number of those studies actually shouldn't have been published at all. And that all of them were very problematic.
Hello?
Hi.
Okay, so one of our representatives was contacted already regarding this.
Uh-huh.
You have to actually book an appointment.
I have to book an appointment. So we've tried. We've been exchanging emails with people at Dynacare for weeks now, and we've been asking repeatedly for an on-camera interview. So we really just want to know.
Apologize. They are very busy, but they have been sent over an email, so they'll be able to get back to you as soon as they can.
Well, we've been sending emails for weeks, so we're here now and we'd really like to get some answers now. The concern is that you're telling people to eliminate foods from their diet, including children, and it's causing harm.
I understand that, but I do understand, but what most we can do right now is actually just send them an email, which we did, and then they'll be able to get back to you as soon as they can.
In the meantime, I'll carry on eating all those problem foods
Pistachios?
I was told to eliminate.